Look, I don't know what it is about lists that so many of us find fascinating, but we do. We like lists. So I've got a list for you today. 10 things for you to think about before you brand your photography business or if you're rebranding it. And I think today a lot of us need to think about rebranding what we're doing. What we're doing may be old school, maybe getting a little bit frazzled on the edges. We need to think about how we can go moving forward. We're more than just photographers now. We have to be. We have to be able to be more than just a person who clicks a shutter. We need to bring more to the table. So the first thing I think you need to think about is understanding your brand. What is your brand? Do you know what your brand is? And if you spend a whole lot of money going to some brand consultant, you're an idiot. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is to spend some time writing out what it is you want to do, putting it together in a list form, and understanding what your purpose is in being a photographer. Is it to make great photographs for yourself? Is it make great photographs for clients? Is it to help businesses stay competitive? It's a lot of different things you can do to be a photographer and understand the market. So you have to understand your brand. Number two, nobody cares what you do. They only care about what you can do for them. Explaining to them about your new big camera, your new fancy whatever, that's not going to do it. What does that fancy whatever you have do for them? How is it going to sell more product, bring more people in the door, expose their service to the world? That's what we want to know. That's what the consumer wants to, or the customer wants to know from you, a commercial photographer. What are you going to do for them? Think globally, position locally. What that means is that today the internet can take us anywhere. We can get clients literally from anywhere on the planet. So what we need to do is to expand our vision and expand our world to understand that we can include them. But we position ourselves locally because local is where we're going to get the most bang for the buck, so to speak. So being a photographer in Richmond, Virginia, who does global work is great. You want to be a global photographer positioned in a local market. You can do that by not only understanding how the globe works, but also understanding how your local market works and understanding that there are people out in the globe who need photographs from your local market. Instead of sending a photographer in from New York City, perhaps they can use you because you're already there and you know the market. So understand the power of being local. When we're trying to explain what it is that we do these days, it becomes very difficult. We're not just photographers. We're visioneers. We are visual experts. We are gurus of the graphics or visual world. All of these things, whatever you come up with, are going to have to be used to explain what we do because we do more than photography now. Many of us are doing video. Many of us are doing multimedia. Maybe many of us are doing storytelling with video. Some of us are writing books. Some people are doing workshops. Some people are working with small companies to do online retail. There's so many things that we can do as photographers. We got to be able to synthesize that down and tell a story. If you need to explain the value to someone who doesn't get it, and it takes you more than a minute or two, move on. If they're giving you, well, photography is so expensive, I don't know if we can afford it, and you have to like jump through a lot of hoops to explain it to them, maybe just move on to the next potential client. You know, you can waste a lot of time, spin a lot of gears, and end up with a lot of canceled at the last minute jobs by doing that. We have to educate the public, yes, educate our clients, yes, but there's a limit to how much time I think you should spend on it. Really do. Only you know what your value is. Only you. You're the one that sets the value on the photograph. So if you set the value on your photograph at $10, that's what it's worth. $10. It's actually worth what they'll pay for it, but we're not going to go down that route today. We will do it another time. But in your mind and in your repositioning of your brand, you set your prices. And if you're doing prices that are really, really low, understand that people are going to have a vision of you of being a really, really cheap photographer, not a class premium photographer. You know the value of your work. If you don't, stop now, go back to the beginning and try to figure out what it is you're doing. If you don't know the value of your work, we're in the wrong point of getting in business. You can't be in business if you don't know the value. Understand that perception is everything. Everything. You are perceived by how you sell yourself, how you put your website up. You put an ugly website up, you're perceived as being a guy who doesn't understand aesthetics. You put up badly spelled blog posts, can be an issue. Get a spelling program. Get what's called. I can't even think of the name of it, but there's many different programs that will help you spell, syntax, help you with punctuation. Make sure that's right, because that's part of the visual experience. Reading is visual. It's visual. That's what we do. So perception is everything. What do you wear? How do you show up? How do you speak? Are you lacing everything with tons of profanity, or are you maybe speaking too formally? Everything has its place. I'm not saying anything is right or wrong. I'm just saying for your brand, how does it fit? Never underestimate the power of a great idea. You got a great idea, find somebody who may want to execute on it. If you're a photographer, you're coming up with great ideas all the time, and you're just thinking, oh, I've got to do that. Pitch them. Get them in front of magazine editors. Get them in front of art directors. Get them in front of somebody. Somehow pitch those ideas. Great ideas are the very basis of our business. Help people out. Create new projects for yourself. Ideas are fantastic. And you will always grow from the benefit of good ideas. You will. Number 9, we're up to number 9. Show your strengths, tell your story, and be sure that everything you do visually emphasizes that story and that strength. Everything, from what you wear to what you drive, kind of the way you keep your cameras to the gear that you show up with. It's all you. It's all your brand. If you think your brand has something to do with your logo, it doesn't. Your logo is never going to save you if you're a total asshat. If you can't be trusted, your logo isn't going to save you. If you can't deliver on time, on budget, your logo is not going to save you. Everything else is your brand. Your logo is that little thing that identifies to the client, oh yeah, that's that guy who's an asshat and can't deliver on budget and is real hard to work with. Great logo? Not really. So understand that. Number 10, do more than you do now and charge more than you do now. Whatever you're doing, it's not enough. Whatever you're charging, it's not enough. Do more, charge more. Figure out how to grow and expand your photography into a place where you're doing more for the client's appreciating what you're doing more for them, the client seeing a benefit of what you're doing more than you did before, and you can bill accordingly. It's a real simple process. Am I saying just ad hoc raise your rates? No, I'm saying do more, then you can charge more. So those are 10 things, 10 ideas that will help you in branding your business or rebranding your business, or even as you move forward in your business. They're not rocket science. They make sense, but I see so many photographers, graphic designers, artists, writers, etc., not getting some of these basic knowledge points that they have to bring into their business. So, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments. And if you didn't, I'm sorry. Go watch my car wash video. It's a big hit. See you tomorrow.